Alright, so the Kansas race weekend review, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we started off Kansas, of course, this weekend with the truck race Friday night. It was a really solid truck race. You know, Friesen had in the bag until he ran out of gas. Bad break for him. Better luck next time, Friesen. And of course, Ross Chastain won this truck race. It was actually a really good race. And of course, I already revealed ahead of time that Chastain won by this video over here that I did. A little quick fun video I did to celebrate Chastain winning the truck race. Now can Ross Chastain get a full-time good Xfinity ride? Or hell, can we put him in a cup ride? A good cup ride, please? Like, Ross Chastain has talent. Put him in a good car, and you will see. But yeah, hopefully Ross Chastain can get a full-time ride sometime in the near future. But anyway, continuing on, next up we had the IndyCar race up in Indianapolis on the Indy Road Course, or the Roval as everyone calls it now, the Indy Roval. Another solid race too. We even got to see them race in the rain. So that was actually pretty cool to see some racing in the rain. But yeah, Simon Pagenaud won after Joseph Newgarden choked. Like, honestly, Newgarden should have won that race. He had it in the bag. Until there was that stupid strategy call they did. Like, why the fuck would you send Newgarden back out on slicks when the track was getting wetter and everyone was switching to wet tires? Like, that strategy made no sense. And to make matters worse, when you did put them on the wets, they then shot themselves in the foot by having an uncontrolled tire violation. So honestly, Newgarden should have won this race, but pit strategy and a pit penalty really cost him the race. But I don't think Roger Penske cared too much because the Penske car still won regardless at Indy. So yeah, there's a truck race next weekend at Charlotte, so yeah, we get more trucks next week. But I heard Kyle Busch is going to be in that race, possibly. Oh boy. Well, if Kyle Busch does compete in that, will be his 5th and final truck start of the year, so then Kyle Busch is officially gone from trucks for the rest of the year. So yeah. IndyCar, next time they're back in action is in 2 weeks for the Indy 500. Yes, we are finally here. The Indianapolis 500 is in 2 weeks. But next weekend is the Indy 500 qualifying, where we will find out which 33 cars will get to compete in the Indy 500 and who will be sent home. But yeah, anyway, we got a cup race to get to. Now, the cup race. Well, this cup race was shaping up to be a complete shitfest. Like, it was a boring-ass race, mainly being dominated by Harvick. Until 88 laps to go, we had a blessing in disguise. When Kevin Harvick got trash on his grill, and then Harvick said he felt like he had a loose wheel. And Harvick came to pit road, they cleaned the trash off, changed the tires, and it turned out Harvick didn't have a loose wheel. So in other words, Kevin Harvick went from being the closer to being the choker once again. Seriously, we should just change Kevin Harvick's name to the choker. Because, Jesus Christ, how many races has Kevin Harvick choked away that he should have won ever since he came to Stewart-Haas Racing? To be perfectly honest, I lost track after 10. That just gives you an idea of how many races Harvick should have won with Stewart-Haas that he choked away. I don't think Harvick even came back to finish in the top 10. But yeah, after that, well, the race was boring, but once Harvick choked himself out of the win with 88 laps to go, the race actually got exciting from then on. Well, part of that was because we had good battles, but part of that was because you couldn't pass the leader. Like, we saw evidence there where Bowman and Keselowski battled for like almost 15 laps. But once Keselowski got the lead, he just easily pulled away with no competition. Like, hell, not even a fucking overtime finish could save the finish of this race. I don't know why people were saying it was good. But, fuck. Because we saw once again, being out in clean air makes you God. Like, the only reason Keselowski got past Bowman was because Bowman got caught on lap traffic. And Bowman got in dirty air, and Keselowski got by. And then once Keselowski got by, he pulled away easily. So that just gives you an idea. So yeah. So Keselowski wins the race. Bowman finishes second once again for the 3rd week in a row. But Bowman makes history. First winless driver to finish second in 3 consecutive races. Ouch. Like, I think Bowman's good. Bowman's definitely going to win a race this year, without a doubt. Like, he's knocking right on the door. I think Coke 600, you're going to see it, because next weekend's the All-Star race. So any shot confidence Bowman has, he can use that in the All-Star race to not show up. Honestly, I'd say use the All-Star weekend as Bowman's bad race, so Bowman can come ready to go for the Coke 600. But yeah, Jimmy Johnson also got a top 10, finishing 6th. How about that? A rarity. Jimmy Johnson finishes in the top 10. This should be more consistent, but that 48 team keeps finding ways to shoot themselves in the foot. No, can Jimmy please win a race soon? I don't even care if he pulls it out of his ass. Just, come on, get a win. But yeah. Also in this race, we saw for the first time this year, Kyle Busch failed to finish in the top 10. He finished like in the 30s. Because let's start the sequence off. Well, also in the Kit Cup race, we had that bullshit officiating, where they threw a caution with 50 laps to go during the middle of green flag pit stops. And then NASCAR reverted back to 2016 officiating, where they couldn't figure out the order of the field. Where it just became a complete clusterfuck beyond all clusterfucks. Like, honestly, after that, like, seriously, this NASCAR officiating really needs to get their fucking shit together. During this sequence, Kyle Busch had a pit road penalty for going through too many pit stalls at once. So Kyle Busch also became a choke artist. Then Kyle Busch got a tire rub on his car when he was able to battle back from that penalty. And Kyle Busch had to make an unscheduled pit stop on pit road twice. And Kyle put himself in a hole. Pretty much ending the streak there. So yeah. First time this year, Kyle Busch fails to get a top 10 finish. Because 12 races, 11 top 10s for Kyle Busch. Still doesn't change Kyle Busch has been the best driver this season. But yeah, in terms of the championship, with this being Keselowski's 3rd win of the year and the 4th win for Ford this year, I'm thinking the championship's going to be between Keselowski and Kyle Busch from the looks of it. Unless someone really steps up here. You know, we're going to have to wait and see a chase. But yeah, Cup race, it was meh. It was mediocre at best. I don't know, you had the like, it wasn't good until Harvick choked. Then it started to pick up, and then we had NASCAR's officiating, where they couldn't figure out what the fuck they're doing. But yeah, continuing on, next up, Formula 1 race Sunday. We're going to make this simple. Once again, another race, another weekend with a 1-2 finish for Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton wins again. It was just like every other race this year. Wash, rinse, repeat. But yeah, in terms of Formula 1, they'll be back in 2 weeks. Because next race for Formula 1 will be Monaco. Yes, we are also at the Monaco Grand Prix. We're at the Memorial Day weekend. The triple header in 3 weeks. But yeah, how about that? But anyway, continuing on back to the Cup race. Also, if you didn't notice, originally, if Kyle Busch got fined for his comments after Dover, I would have for sure done a video about it. But since Kyle Busch didn't get fined, which is good, I'm going to talk about it now. So yeah, being the biggest Kyle Busch hater here, I actually agree with Kyle's comments, and I agreed that with the call of not finding Kyle Busch. Because Kyle Busch is right, this package does fucking suck. And Kyle Busch can't bitch about it all day, and it would fall on deaf ears, and they still come back with the same shit in the fall. Because NASCAR can't make competent changes if their life depended on it. Like, you notice here, the only time they ever make changes is if somebody fucking dies. That's a sad reality. Sad reality, but that's the truth. But yeah. Well, yeah, that's just the sad truth of it. Because this aero package has sucked. Like, when you have a Cup race last week at Dover, where only like 10 cars finish on the lead lap, there is a problem. When you have your race winner win by over almost 10 seconds, there is a problem. When you have drivers still bitching about the package 11 races into the fucking season, there is a double problem. But yeah, I think Kyle Busch already shows that he ain't afraid to talk bad about the package. Like, he already got fined once for it and then said the package sucked again after Vegas, didn't get anything for it. And of course, after Dover, said the package fucking sucked. And didn't get anything for it. So I think, in other words, NASCAR just proved Kyle Busch right by having it fall on deaf ears. It's like NASCAR didn't even acknowledge that comment's existence. But yeah. And then you got a lot of people here on YouTube, like Erica Stepp, always criticizing Kyle Busch, saying, oh, those comments should be fine. That's actions detrimental to stock car racing. How is it actions detrimental to stock car racing? He spoke his opinion. God damn, these fucking fans need to grow the fuck up. Like, god damn, they're so fucking oversensitive. And wasn't Erica Stepp the same person that was constantly defending Kyle Busch last year and parts of this year? Let's take a look. Why, yes, he was. How strange is that? That all of a sudden, Erica Stepp went from being the #1 Kyle Busch fanboy to now slowly turn into a Kyle Busch hater. So yeah, Erica Stepp is slowly becoming the one thing he feared the most. Sorry, Eric, I'm still a bigger Kyle Busch hater than you. That will never change. Let's be real on that. But yeah, I do, even though I hate Kyle Busch, I do agree with his comments. The package does suck, and that will never change. And you know what? We've all offered NASCAR the solution to fix this package. The solution has been simple. Take the splitter off, take the tapered spacer off, get rid of side force. Do those 3 things, problem solved, the package is fixed. But no, all NASCAR wants to do is just pretend everything's fine when it isn't, and find any excuse possible to not make the smart changes, and instead just take the situation and make it 10 times worse. Like, this package is this racing's probably gonna end up being 2015 on steroids. Like hell. Because if the racing's not that good. Well, hell, the Kansas race, the racing wasn't even that good either. We still had like 14 cars on the lead lap. And you're going to make the argument saying, oh, but the racing's closer together. Yeah, it's closer together. How many green flag passes are there for the lead? Well, only reason we mainly had green flag passes has been because of lab traffic. Because the lead car gets in dirty air, and they're no longer gone. Hell, how do you think Keselowski got by Bowman like I previously mentioned? Lab traffic. I swear a lot of these fans are just doing everything to try and defend NASCAR, instead of growing up and actually voicing your opinion like a real fan. But, is what it is. Just so I get this little rant out of the way. On the Kyle Busch comments, just get my thoughts on it. Like I said, take the splitter off, take the tapered spacer off, get rid of side force, problem solved. But keep the aero ducts and keep the 6-inch spoiler. I like those 2 things. But get rid of everything else on the package. But yeah, and next week the All-Star race will be an exhibition race that means absolutely nothing. Like, seriously, someone explain to me. Anyone wants to try to argue that the All-Star race means something? Riddle me this. What is on the line in the All-Star race other than money and pride? Mind telling me? I'll wait all day. I'm waiting. No answer? Okay. Exactly. Nothing. You want to know how you make the All-Star race mean more? Put points on the line. I'm serious. Put points on the line to drivers that finish in the top 10 for it. Then it will mean more. Because now, you do that, it can all of a sudden have an impact on you making a chase or not. Don't worry, next week after the All-Star race, I'm going to be doing a video on how to make NASCAR exhibition races mean more. And I'll give you my ideas on how they should go. So you got that video to look forward to. But yeah, I think I'm done with this race review. Kansas, another mediocre race for NASCAR. Like last week at Dover, that was NASCAR officially dick-punching the fan base back to reality. And anyone that thinks this package is good, guess what? NASCAR is going to keep making you think it's good and then dick-punch you back to reality when you least expect it. They do it all the time. and it's not going to change anytime soon. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, folks. Hope everyone's a great day, and yeah, peace out.